Diesel just crossed $5 a gallon in the United States. That might sound like just another fuel price headline, but for the trucking industry, it's a breaking point. Because in America, trucks move over 70% of all goods. If truckers can't afford to drive, the entire economy starts to slow down. And right now, many of them are doing something unthinkable. They're parking their trucks. To understand this crisis, you need to understand one thing. Fuel is the single biggest cost for a truck driver. For an average long-haul trucker, diesel isn't just an expense, it's the business. A typical truck can burn thousands of dollars worth of diesel every single week. So when diesel prices suddenly jump, profits don't just shrink, they disappear. In the past few weeks, diesel prices surged dramatically, crossing the $5 mark in many parts of the US. That kind of spike doesn't give truckers time to adjust. It hits instantly, and unlike big corporations, most truckers can't absorb that shock. Imagine you're an independent truck driver, an owner-operator. You own your truck, you pay for fuel, you take the risk. A month ago, your weekly fuel cost might have been manageable. Now, it's hundreds of dollars higher, sometimes more. But the amount you're paid to move goods hasn't increased at the same speed. So every mile you drive, you could actually be losing money. That's why many truckers are making a tough decision. If driving means losing money, it's better not to drive at all. Some are taking fewer loads, others are shutting down completely. And small trucking businesses, the backbone of the industry, are the hardest hit. So, what caused this sudden diesel spike? The answer is global. Oil supply disruptions, geopolitical tensions, and instability in key shipping routes have pushed fuel prices higher. When crude oil prices rise, diesel follows, often even more aggressively. But diesel is different from gasoline. It's not just used by cars. It powers trucks, ships, farms, and heavy industries. That means demand stays strong even when prices go up. At the same time, refining capacity and supply chains are under pressure. So when a disruption happens, diesel prices react fast and hard, and truckers feel it first. But the diesel spike isn't happening in isolation. The trucking industry is already dealing with a slowdown, what many call a freight recession. Demand for shipping has been weaker. Rates have been falling. So truckers are facing two pressures at the same time. Fuel costs are going up, but income is going down. This creates a perfect storm. Large companies can sometimes protect themselves with fuel surcharges, extra fees passed on to customers. But small operators don't have that power. They're stuck paying higher costs without earning more. And that's why we're seeing more closures, more bankruptcies, and fewer trucks on the road. This isn't just a trucking problem, it's an economy problem. Because almost everything you buy, food, electronics, clothing, was transported by a truck at some point. When diesel prices rise, transportation becomes more expensive. Shipping costs go up, and businesses pass those costs on to consumers. That's how a fuel crisis turns into inflation. So even if you never drive a truck, you still feel the impact every time you go shopping. Right now, the US trucking industry is under serious pressure. Diesel prices have crossed a critical level. Small operators are struggling to survive, and some are leaving the road entirely. If this continues, the effects won't stay within the industry. They'll spread across the entire economy. Because the truth is simple, America runs on trucks. And when trucks stop moving, everything else starts to slow down.